Starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Monday. It is the 15th of February. It's President's Day, and we are in the middle of an unprecedented cold wave. We've had snow, and there's a pretty good chance that some of you are just now tuning in for the first time this morning due to rolling blackouts.
Yes, what an eventful morning, to say the least. So I know I drove through the snow for the first time ever, which was very interesting. And then you had to walk through it this morning. Many
KSAT folks, our team was well prepared, and we stayed at a hotel nearby. So the work this morning was crunch underneath the feet, that's for sure, with all that snow out there. Let's go outside with live cam. The biggest turn of events is the sun is out. Now that would typically pay off, warm up at a meltdown, but guess what?
No.
Today.
So bitterly cold. We really do hope you're staying warm out there, especially if you're one of the ones that's dealing with the rolling power outages. I know it's cold, and temperatures are going to try to warm up some today, but not enough. It's going to be below freezing all day long. We're going to struggle to get into the 20s this afternoon. I want to show you the almanac just to give you an idea of how far off we are from the average high. 67. So far today, our high, 13. I do think we'll get above that number today, but not by much. The low this morning, 9. Shatters the old record. Look at the record, 21. That was set way back in 1895. We shattered it by 12 degrees. Hard to wrap your mind around, but this is sort of historic cold, if you will, across the state of Texas and here in South Texas. 11 in New Braunfels right now, 8 in Kerrville, 7 in Junction. Those numbers haven't moved much. There is snow on the ground. Wind chill values are below zero. -6 is what it feels like here in San Antonio at this hour. Feels like -11 in Rock Springs. That is dangerous cold. If you do have plans to be outside, maybe you're outside playing in the snow, I get it, but just be safe, because if you're outside for a long period of time, those wind chills will get to you. Visible satellite picture shows there is some clearing out there. It's interesting. What we're looking at is there is actually a lot of snow on the ground, and we can see that too, where those clouds have cleared out. What you're seeing, that stationary kind of milky white color there, is snow cover that really spans the entire state. It is -1 in San Angelo, -1 in Wichita Falls. This is a widespread event, and that's one of the reasons the power grid is taking such a hit, because it's widespread. And we're going to talk more about if we do warm up some, and the fact that we have more winter weather on the way. We're not exactly done yet. I'll explain more about that coming up in just a bit, but we want to get over to Samuel King. He's been a busy man last couple days.
Definitely, Justin. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone. If you were with us doing GMA, we were watching this situation here at this on-ramp off of I-10 near 410 West. And you see there's this incline here. So we've had some cars that have been stalled out. And what was happening is some of the trucks that are a little more substantial, they're trying to clear a path in the snow because this hasn't been cleared yet. And so what you're seeing is that path has been cleared, and some of the cars have been trying to make it up there. It's slippery, but it seems like things are improving a little bit here. But this is still pretty treacherous, and it is still pretty tricky, and it's still pretty risky. Just underscoring the message that even though the snow has stopped, A, it's still very cold, and B, the roads are still snow covered. Just got off the phone with the City of San Antonio Public Works, and they're telling us that this is a rare event, obviously, in San Antonio. We haven't had this much snow since that 1985 storm, which was a big storm. And again, the difference here is we're not going to have that customary warm up right after this. We're going to have some cold temperatures here for a while. There are no snow plows in the city. The city does not have snow plows. And they have thousands upon thousands of miles of streets alone in the city. So this is something that it's going to be a while before these roads are clear. They do have some front-end loaders that they say they're going to use for some of the major streets throughout the day, but just underscores the message to stay home today. And here's some cold winter weather driving tips before I toss it back to you guys. Remember, drive to conditions, not the speed limit. Avoid sudden movements, and don't get out of your vehicle until help arrives, especially if you're on one of these overpasses. We'll have much more on the situation coming up, guys. Over to you.
Slow improvement. Thank you very much, Samuel. We appreciate it. Well, chances are you've already had it happen. You have not. Be prepared for the lights or furnace to go out.
CPS Energy says it is under orders to conduct rolling power outages, a way to ease some of the stress on the state's power grid.
That's right. Our Katrina Weber live near downtown with more on the story. CPS Energy rotating these outages among various neighborhoods. Can people expect to get hit more than once, Katrina?
It's definitely possible. CPS Energy says this could go on for a while, possibly beyond today. But it says that each of these rolling outages should last no more than about 10 to 15 minutes. However, I have to mention that we have heard from viewers who have reported that their power has been out for longer than that. Now, if we take a look at the outage map, CPS Energy outage map, we can see that tens of thousands of homes and businesses have no electricity right now. Those salmon-colored areas that you see each represent more than 5,000 customers who are out of power right now. It was ERCOT, the agency that maintains the state's electric grid, that ordered the rolling outages. If your power is out for an extended period of time, though, it could be a whole different problem. And CPS Energy says it could take a while for that to be fixed.
We have crews that are ready to serve our community, and we ask that everyone be patient as closed roads and highways are going to impact how they can serve our community safely.
Now, in addition to the rolling outages, ERCOT also is asking all of us to do our part to conserve. Turning your thermostat down to 68 degrees or below can help. You should also unplug any unused or unnecessary appliances and keep the blinds closed at night to keep the heat inside your home. Now, keeping them open during the day can also help to heat your house because it lets the sunlight in. And if you're hit with one of these rolling outages, there's no need to call CPS Energy. Eventually, the power will come back on by itself. Reporting live near downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Been a busy morning. Thank you very much, Katrina. We appreciate it. Bundle up. Frosty weather could put a freeze on your travel plans.
Multiple airlines have been forced to cancel flights to and from the Alamo City.
Stephen Cavazos is live at San Antonio International Airport with an update. Any more delays travelers facing, Stephen?
You know, Mark, it has been delay after delay for many of these travelers who are just hoping to get to their destination. But I think it's safe to say they will be staying put a little while longer. Now, we checked out flysanantonio.com just a little while ago. We've been checking it all morning long. And according to the website, dozens of flights have been canceled, largely in part because of this weather that we are experiencing. Now, the website does say as far as arrivals go, the first flight that's going to be getting here to this airport will not be till 12:35 this afternoon. And as far as departing from the airport, that flight won't be leaving till 1:45 this afternoon. Now, other than that, the majority of the flights through the remainder of the day, or the afternoon that is, have been canceled. The airport, which is usually busy, has actually been unusually quiet. We are here at the lower level of the airport, and we have not seen any cars or traffic go by this area. You know, and actually our trip out here, as we showed you a little bit earlier on in the morning, it took us quite the journey. You know, we took it very slow on the roads due to several closures, and of course the snow being an obstacle for us as well. We got here about an hour later than we were originally planning to get here. So of course, travel, as you've been hearing, has been discouraged. But if you absolutely need to head to the airport, you may want to give yourself that extra time. But again, it doesn't seem like these flights are going to be taking off here anytime soon. Now, of course, if you have those flights, it just may be better to stay home today and enjoy this wintry weather. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. Bundle up out there.
Yeah.
And these wintry conditions are also impacting our local school districts and colleges.
Max Massey live here in the studio tracking the latest. Max, what are we about to look at?
Guys, we're looking at a lot. Icing conditions in San Antonio in February, maybe rare, but not unprecedented. What is unprecedented is that because of this pandemic, school districts now have plans in place to go to remote-only learning rather than canceling school altogether. That being said, some districts are canceling school altogether. So San Antonio ISD, they're going to be closed today and tomorrow. SAISD has said it decided they're going to be closed tomorrow because of the forecasted inclement weather conditions. All schools will be closed both days. There will not be no remote instruction. Next up, Southside ISD, because of the weather, all classes will be held remotely today. Southwest ISD, because of the weather, all SWISD employees will work remotely as the roads are deemed too dangerous for travel. The district tells us that they will determine the rest of the work week by the end of today. Next up, Northeast ISD, they're going to be asynchronous, remote-only learning. And the Northside ISD Professional Development Day set for today will be all virtual because of the weather. Now, originally, They were supposed to have a holiday for the students anyway, so they didn't have to come into class. They didn't have to have remote learning. Now, in terms of colleges, lots of closures. All Alamo College's districts will be closed. All Southwest School of Art community classes for Monday are canceled. Texas State University, they're closed through Wednesday at 8 a.m. because of the weather. Only designated essential personnel should report to work on campus. UIW, all locations in San Antonio will operate remotely. UTSA, all UTSA campuses are closed until Wednesday at noon. All in-person and virtual classes and meetings canceled. University events, programs, and activities also canceled. Guys, this is just a fraction of the closure coverage that we have. If you have any questions about your specific district, just head to KSAT.com. And it's not just schools. At 9:30, I'll be back. We're going to be going over some of the local businesses that are closed down because of this weather. Mark, Stephanie.
All right, Max, thank you for hitting the highlights. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And for now, let's look at today's 9 at 9. States from Texas to Virginia have declared emergencies because of the historic ice storm and crippling cold weather. Temperatures reaching below zero in some areas, and the entire state of Texas is under a winter weather advisory.
CPS Energy began rotating outages throughout the city this morning. A rolling outage is done in order to conserve energy. Tens of thousands of homes were affected.
Many students across South Texas will not have school today. Northside and San Antonio ISD are closed today. Northeast ISD, South San, and Southside ISD will all have remote instruction. There are also many more districts that are closed or are on remote learning today.
It's not just schools that are closed around town. Businesses and events are shutting their doors as well. HEB, COVID-19 vaccination sites, and Via Transit, just a few that have changed hours or closed.
Almost all flights at the San Antonio International Airport have been delayed or canceled today. The only on-time flights appear to be for tomorrow. If you plan on heading to the airport, be sure to give yourself extra time.
Several major highways and roads are closed due to the inclement weather. While driving is highly discouraged, if you are traveling today, you may need to take an alternate route and should follow driving safety tips.
There will be no COVID-19 vaccines given today. Appointments at the Alamo Dome will be rescheduled for this Friday at your same appointment times. Coronavirus testing sites are also closed.
Bexar County Sheriff's Office investigating after a tiger was found on a property on the southwest side. It is illegal to have a tiger in the county and the city of San Antonio. The people housing the tiger were issued a Class C misdemeanor citation. The tiger will be placed at the Southern Wildlife Rescue Organization.
The wintry weather has made for dangerous icy conditions this weekend, but it also resulted in what looks like a winter wonderland at the Alamo and other parts around South Texas. And that's today's 9 at
9. 9:14, the state under a disaster declaration because of this extreme winter weather.
RJ Marcus explains what that means for relief here in Texas.
President Biden approved this emergency declaration, which covers all 254 Texas counties. Governor Greg Abbott issued the declaration in anticipation of this winter storm. So basically what this means is that FEMA can coordinate all disaster relief efforts and help with mass care and sheltering across the state. The state's operations center was also ordered to expand operations to 24 hours a day, and a number of state agencies were mobilized, including DPS, which is assisting stranded drivers, and the Forest Service, which is helping clear snow and down trees. Some other agencies that can help you out include the Animal Health Commission, which can help with livestock concerns. So there were several agencies that can help people across the state during this winter weather. Abbott said businesses conducted by the Texas Railroad Commission has been suspended to make sure churches, hospitals, residences, and other human resource facilities can access gas during this time. Also want to keep in mind that the COVID-19 vaccine, the shipment for this week has been delayed until Wednesday, so that will not be available to them because of this winter weather. And also wanted to let you know about this 1-800 number that's in the back of everyone's Texas driver's license that can help people out that are stranded on the roads, or if you know someone that is stranded out there. So make sure to stay safe and stay warm. RJ Marcus, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, RJ. Without plows, able to go to everywhere, it's going to take quite a while. Some folks have had to get together and try to blaze trails to get traffic moving on the frontage roads.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all the roads are covered in snow. Let's go ahead and check in with Samuel King.
Yeah, Stephanie, Mark, we were talking about this situation here for the past couple of hours at Frontage Road here off of I-10 at 410 there, and you can see everyone made it off the hill. We had some hairy moments there. Oh boy, here comes just as soon as I said that. Follow the leader, right? Yeah, they're doing follow the leader basically, Mark. They were basically there's some trucks that were able to get up there. There's actually a tow truck there at one point. They were able to make sort of a path there, so the vehicles that had been stuck there and had stalled out were able to get off and get around. And we're watching this sort of live on the air here. I just saw your reaction there, Mark, and you see the police vehicle there. Looks like he's gonna, don't want to call it too soon, but it looks like the 18-wheeler made it, so I don't see why that truck won't be able to make it there too. And you see some of the people out there who have been helping out. This has been quite the situation there this morning across the city. And a couple of the other TransGuide cameras kind of illustrates how they were able to do that. This is 410 at Marbach, and you see there's a lot of snow cover on the road. It really hasn't been traveled on. So that's kind of slippery, and TxDOT has been out and about. There are more than 700 snow plows across the state that TxDOT has. The issue is everyone in the state has been affected by winter weather, so they can't just move a bunch of snow plows down here to our area. And here's the situation at Jackson Keller. You see some blacktop there because there's been a lot more traffic compared to some of the other roads this morning. So that's something to watch out for, but consider everything closed. Stay off the roads if you can. We've learned that HEB has pushed back their opening till noon. So that's good because there's a lot of people who work for HEB who might have been heading out on the roads. Things should get better, and as I toss it over to Sarah, the snow has actually been a good thing because the city is telling me it adds a little bit of traction and insulation. If this had been all ice, this had been an even worse situation out here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the type of snow that fell overnight is very powdery. I mean, if you woke up early this morning and you picked it up, it almost fell apart in your hand. It's difficult to make snowballs. We've been asking people for snowfall totals. These are official snowfall totals from the National Weather Service. New Braunfels, 5 inches. Bernie, 6 inches of snow. Leon Springs, 5.5. Bandera, Castle Hills, Amble Verde, 4.5. Balcones Heights, GMSA Lackland, right about 4 inches. 4 inches at Hollywood Park, and even Carrizo Springs, well to the south and to the west of San Antonio, got an 1.5 inches of snowfall. Around San Antonio, it's anywhere from 3 to 6 inches, and of course those snow drifts will be higher. If you want to send in your measurement for snow, make sure to not take that measurement along the snow drifts, but along the flat surface. So some things to think about is that the full melt of the snow may not be possible totally until Thursday and Friday. Justin's going to come up and talk about the forecast in just a bit, but the roads will be treacherous over the next few days, as Samuel was saying. Better than if we got ice, but still pretty bad out there. And in fact, we're dealing with rolling power outages, as you all know, here in San Antonio, and we'll keep you informed about all of that. The Hill Country, however, is having longer extended times without power. So if you happen to have power and are watching this newscast, know where your blankets are, know where to stay warm, because that hard freeze is going to continue for the next about 48 hours or so, and we're starting to see some pipes in town start to freeze as well. Justin, it is cold out there. Temperatures are in the just above 10 degrees now. At the airport, it's 11, 10 in Rio Medina, and then even up in Rock Springs, 7, and in Kerrville, 8. I haven't seen temperatures like this in San Antonio for the entire time I've been here, and it's just going to stay cold, right, Justin?
Yeah, you kind of just have to shake your head, honestly. I mean, the sun is out, and to see temperatures like this, and so, I mean, this looks like something you'd see up in North Dakota or something. I mean, the scene outside, just pretty incredible. A couple of numbers to add to your total, Sarah. Universal City, 4 inches. Spring Branch, 5.2 inches. So again, as Sarah said, 3 to 6 inches in general. As we look at the visible satellite picture, we can actually see the snow. This is pretty cool. What you're seeing here is not cloud cover. That is the snow on the ground. That is cloud cover, shadows from the clouds, so that everybody got snow, but it piled up, and everybody across the entire viewing area got snow. Even down in Carrizo Springs, we picked up close to an inch, over an inch there. So the numbers impressive. There is the scene outside again, just not something you see often here. Blue skies at the moment, and we've got 11 degrees at the airport. Northwesterly winds at 16, gusting to 28. The wind chill has been significant. We have set all sorts of records today. Now the 8th coldest temperature all time We got down to 9 this morning. Coldest temperatures since December 23rd, 1989. That's when we got down to 6. So we got close to that. And this is the largest snowfall since 1985. Of course, that was a huge snowfall. We didn't get that much, but it is the biggest since 1985. The snow started out in Mexico, made its way across the state. Now it is moving out, but they had whiteout conditions around Louisiana. Arkansas now seeing snow. So this is widespread, and the whole state is basically in the freezer at this point. 1 in Abilene, -1 Wichita Falls, 6 in Dallas. This is why it's putting stress on the power grid, because it's not just here. The whole state's trying to use power, and ERCOT is asking that people conserve, and that's why we're seeing these rolling blackouts. And that's the issue that we're having. Wind chill values, -6 in San Antonio, -21 in Wichita Falls, -21 in Amarillo. Wind chill warnings for most of the state. Those don't ever get issued in Texas, but here we are. That includes South Texas. That's going to go until noontime today. 23 degrees by 2 o'clock. We'll be lucky to get up to about 25 this afternoon. That's it. Under full sun. That's what's kind of so crazy about it. And the average high is 67. So we're talking about 40 degrees below the average. Forecast shows we'll get clear skies tonight. That will allow for temperatures to fall back down to about 10 degrees or so. And then as we get into Tuesday, clouds increase. Early Wednesday, we're looking at more freezing rain. That's a possibility on top of what we've seen. So we're not done yet. We can't stress that enough. This is not over. We're going to see this going through Wednesday. We may warm above freezing by Wednesday afternoon, which may switch over to a little bit of rain. But even Thursday morning, we could see another little piece of energy coming through that may allow for a wintry mix. So a lot going on here. 32 degrees tomorrow after starting off at 12. 60% chance of a wintry mix Tuesday night into Wednesday. It does look like we could jump above freezing on Wednesday, but that doesn't necessarily mean all of this is going to melt. We're not going to get some significantly warmer temperatures until I think Friday, and then by the weekend, we get back up into the 60s, which is more typical of this time of year in South Texas. But what a ride we've been on, and it's not over. More to come, guys.
It's a great way to describe it. What a ride.
Yep.
A request from our web team. If you're sending us your snow pics, and we want them, our email servers are slammed. We've received tons. If you can, please upload them to ksat.com/pins, P-I-N-S. Upload them. So much easier. Better chance you'll actually get them on the air.
Yes, request from our web team. And oh yeah, speaking of snow pics, we took some overnight. That's my little girl, Rooney. 11:30 last night, we went out in the snow. We were asleep, went to bed at a decent hour, but had to get up and witness this. And yeah, the snow is coming down, and you can see that she's making the snow angel.
And making some great memories with Mom and Dad.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Have we got deals for you? Welcome to KSATdeals.com. Are you slouching while you're watching today? There's an easy way to improve posture and ease back pain. As seen on Shark Tank, Better Back Lux Posture Support can help retrain your body's default posture in just 15 minutes a day. People usually sit about 9 hours each day, so why not do it right? Made from NASA-engineered memory foam for ultra-sitting comfort. Slip-resistant knee pads to help prevent sliding up when worn. Custom webbing straps to get the best ergonomic fit. It's easy. Just wrap the back pad around your back, wrap the knee straps around your knees, adjust the straps to stack your spine in the perfect posture. Now it folds up into a compact carry case, and the retail price for this is $59, but the KSAT Deals price is $49.99. That is a 16% discount. Again, it comes with this nice little case, and you can get this deal plus many more on KSATdeals.com.
Well, we were hoping to check in with our very own David Sears up at his house near Canyon Lake, but his power's been out almost all morning, and cell service probably not great right now.
I know, it's been a tough morning for David, but the power went out, and he's also without water. Lives near Canyon Lake. Hey, is that him? Do we have you?
Okay. So he's literally frozen, figuratively and literally. But we've talked to him earlier, and they're doing just fine out there. He just said it was weird to, be out there. It's dark and quiet.
And cold, yeah. Earlier we saw him kind of like trudging through the snow and trying to make his way around. So be careful out there, David.
But we did have some reports from him earlier, and we're going to try our best to hear from David coming up. Right now it is just about 9:29, 13 degrees.
We'll be right back. And welcome back. It's 9:32. Wow, look at that shot at live cam. Yes, that's San Antonio, Texas.
Well, and what's weird is we've got something melting on the lens, so it's almost giving us kind of a weird fisheye view of downtown and the snow over San Antonio. But again, the thrilling part of this, Justin, is the amazingly low temperatures right now.
So cold.
It really is amazing. I don't know how else to describe it. And there's two sides to this storm. We got snow and it's fun. Go outside, play in the snow. But the other side to this is these temperatures are brutally cold. Some people are without power. And you start to get into that sort of danger category, especially with wind chills the way they are. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, if you will. I want to show you some pictures. We've got so many coming in on our KSAT Connect. We love it. We love it. Thank you so much for sharing these with us. Some good stuff. And meteorologist Sarah Spivey is here with me, showing us some of those pictures. This is on our website, by the way, KSAT.com. You can check out the KSAT Connect pictures there. But look at Mission San Jose. Boy, that is picturesque. That is beautiful. With the snow on the ground. And you see some of the streets completely covered. Thank you so much for also giving us your snow totals. That's helpful, so we know how much snow you got in your neighborhood. But with the sun up, it is a beautiful sight. Even some ice in the pool looks like there. That's incredible. But it's that cold. We're 13. We got down to 9 this morning. 9, guys. The record is 21, so we beat the record by 12 degrees. That doesn't happen very often. That old record was set back in 1895. 13 has been the high so far today. We'll likely surpass that a little bit this afternoon, but it's going to take a little more time. Our average high is 67, to give you some perspective. And just 2 years ago, it was 86 on this day. Boy, what a change. 10 degrees, Bernie Stage. It's 8 in Kerrville, 11 in San Antonio, 14 Gonzales, 14 in Kennedy. And the wind chill right now, -6. -11 in Rock Springs, -2 in Kerrville. And the forecast for today, we'll be up around 25 with wind chills below 0, probably another couple of hours here at least. Northerly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. We do have snowfall totals. We've been getting those in minute by minute. Sarah Spivey's been putting those together, and we're going to have more on that here in just a couple of minutes. But let's get over to Samuel King. And how are the roads looking? I kind of know the answer, I think.
There's still snow covered despite the efforts of TxDOT there. This is a view from I-10 at Callahan. Here's that on-ramp there at Crossroads. You can see people struggling there on the side there to get up on the frontage roads. TxDOT has deployed hundreds of snowplows across the state, and we have some view here. This is from their Twitter page earlier today. This looks like they said they started on the southwest side, so you saw the sign for 90. There they go, kind of in a convoy there. And if you were with us on GMSA this morning, you saw them, or we almost saw them move through on 35 on the northeast side. So they have been out and about, but still a lot of snow-covered roads out here. So this is something that we're going to have to deal with for the rest of the day and maybe into the next couple of days. Any marker you see here is either a closure or an indication of slippery conditions. Our friend David Sears is up there in Comal County, but all these roads here, 123, 46, 35, 46 here, heading over toward Bernie, all have issues. And then out here in the Hill Country, there's been a lot of issues. So stay off the roads, pretty much the entire region, but they've had some real issues out here in the Hill Country because they've dealt with the ice a lot longer than we have. Mark and Stephanie, we're continuing to watch the roads. We're not seeing any of those situations like we saw there at 410 and I-10 right now, but we'll keep watching it and we'll have more coming up.
Yeah, and I guess the frustrating thing for everybody is when the sun's out, we normally start to warm up and start to melt down, but it's just not going to happen. It's not in the cards.
It's weird to see the sun up at 13 degrees right now.
Unbelievable. Well, flipping a switch may not do you any good. Chances are you will have a power outage at some point today.
CPS Energy says it's under orders to conduct rolling outages to help ease the burden on the state's electric grid. Our Katrina Weber is live near downtown with that story.
How does this seem to be affecting people, Katrina?
Well, this neighborhood is still pretty quiet, but I did talk to one woman here who seems to be among the lucky few. She told me her power didn't go out at all today. Still, we have heard and we've seen others who have had this happen several times today. Now, these outages started very early this morning before the sun even came up. CPS Energy says the rolling outages should last only about 10 to 15 minutes each time. This is being done at the orders of ERCOT, the agency that oversees the state's electric grid. It says that the cold weather has electric usage way up, so we have to cut back. Well, here's some things that you can do at home. Start by turning down your thermostat to 68 degrees or lower. You should also unplug any unnecessary appliances. In fact, don't even use those that take up a lot of electricity, such as washing machines. Also, keep the blinds closed at night to keep the heat inside your house, and then you can open them now, like when the sun is out, and that will help to heat your house. Again, the rolling outages should last no more than about 10 to 15 minutes at a time, according to CPS Energy. However, we have heard from some people who've had this last longer. Now, if you do have an extended outage, that could be a different problem. And CPS Energy says that they do have crews out and about, but it could take a while to get where they're going because of all the icy roads. Reporting live near downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you for the update. Well, hope they brought a good book. Travelers at San Antonio International Airport are definitely feeling the chill of the cold weather and its effect on travel.
Several flights were canceled due to the weather conditions, and most have been canceled through the afternoon. Stephen Cavazos has been out there for us since the early edition of GMSA with the latest. Stephen, what's the latest now that the sun is out?
Well, Mark, Stephanie, we are here at the lower level of the airport. We've been out here all morning long, but now that the sun is out, this is usually the spot where people will come and drop off other folks who have a flight out of here. But take a look over here behind me. That is a blanket of snow that is covering the road. And actually, we took a trip around the airport inside, and it's looking pretty empty as well. Now, the weather, of course, has played a huge factor in this unusual morning, and it's created delays for many of these travelers. And at last check, according to FlySanAntonio.com, there are dozens of flights that have been canceled, largely in part because of the weather. And according to the website, the earliest flight that is leaving here, or arriving here, that is, will not be till 12:35 this afternoon. And the latest flight is not departing until 1:45 this afternoon. Of course, as you've been hearing throughout the morning, travel right now is not going to be an easy task. It did take our photographer AZ and I more than 1 hour to get here from the downtown area. So before you even consider leaving your home, if you're even thinking about coming in here to the airport, it would be wise to check FlySanAntonio.com. They have a list of arrivals, departures, and of course those cancellations. But as again you've been hearing throughout the morning, travel right now is still being discouraged. Just stay home and enjoy the snow if you can. Mark, Stephanie.
Stephen Cavazos live at San Antonio International. Thank you. Several businesses and events here in the Alamo City have closed down due to the extreme winter weather.
Max Massey joins us live in the studio now. Max, what are some of the places that people can expect to be closed today?
Well, good morning, guys. There is a flurry of businesses closing today because of this winter weather. Everything from VIA to local doctors. And just minutes ago, we actually got the notification that H-E-B is adjusting their store hours once again. They're not going to be opening until noon today. We're going to get to that in just a few moments, but we're going to start off with VIA. We know a lot of people use public transit, and we are told VIA's transit service will not be available until noon today. When service does return, buses are going to be running on their Sunday schedules through at least Wednesday. They are expected to return to their current essential services Thursday. VIA Trans and VIA Link on-demand schedules won't be affected by the schedule changes tomorrow and Wednesday, which clearly they are today. All service modes, however, are being impacted by icy road conditions that have caused either extensive road closures and detours throughout the service areas. Next up, Centro Med. All Centro Med clinics in San Antonio, New Braunfels, Converse, Schertz, and Somerset, they're closed today. University Health Express Med locations, they are going to be closed through today as well. And the downtown Robert B. Greene campus for University Health, that is closed as well. We do expect an update today to know the schedule for the rest of the week. WellMed, all WellMed clinics in San Antonio closed, and if they haven't already, we are told physicians and other clinic staff will reach out to their patients who had appointments today to either reschedule or offer online video visits. WellMed's corporate offices in San Antonio also closed, and all staff expected to work from home. Now, H-E-B. The grocery store chain adjusting store hours again within just the last hour. San Antonio and Hill Country H-E-B stores, they are going to be opening today, but not until noon, and they're going to be closing at 5 o'clock. Obviously, just a small fraction of what we are monitoring. We have a lot more schedule adjustments and closures. Just head to KSAT.com, including schedules for COVID testing and vaccination locations. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Max.
We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. It's 9:45 and you're looking at video of sledders on the north side. This is coming from Bill Caldera. Nope, that's not his son, William. I was waiting for video of him, but yeah, these are people out, right, in San Antonio. This looks like a shot from somewhere up north, but nope, this is San Antonio.
Billy Caldera is one of our
Yes,
photogs.
I'm sorry, yeah, Billy Caldera, one of our photogs. I was looking for video of his son, William.
Steph just assumes we know all her friends and family.
Bill works here. We've seen him. We've seen him before.
Yeah, but it looks like a lot of fun up there on the north side. And that image is being shared and recreated all over town. Here's Sammy with more on the updates on the current traffic situation and some unfortunate news regarding some traffic fatalities.
Yeah, we're just hearing from the San Antonio Police Department, and there's a new article right up now at KSAT.com. There have been at least 3 fatalities due to crashes over the weekend, one on Saturday, 2 on Sunday due to the icy conditions. So, we've been trying to strike a sort of a balance here because this is an unprecedented event. We don't get snow like this often. We don't get this winter weather like this often. We don't get the cold like this often. So if you can safely enjoy it around your home, taking all those precautions, that's something you can do. But when it comes to being out on the roads, when you have the ice and snow like this, it can be a serious situation. So have the fun, but if you can, stay at home. And we know this is a difficult and unprecedented situation. Not only the cold, we have the rolling power outages. It's not going to be comfortable, but it is something to keep in mind, just the safety there, and another reason why most people should stay at home. This is 410 at Evers on Transguide. We've seen some vehicles pass through here, a lot of snow cover here, and you see the on-ramp. It looked earlier like there was a vehicle that might have been abandoned on that on-ramp. The on-ramps have been closed since yesterday. So that's something to keep in mind. And we'll toss it over to Sarah Spivey now. And Sarah, these cold temperatures are going to be with us for a while.
They are. In fact, we're going to stay below freezing potentially through Wednesday. So that snow is going to stick around. But a lot of people are having fun out in the snow in spite of some of the rolling power outages that we're dealing with. This video was actually sent in through ksat.com/pins. This is a dog having fun in the snow. And I know you may not be able to see this from home, but he does have little snow booties on. So his owner is taking care of him. This is a video sent through pins. You can also send it on our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. Again, just to look at all these pictures, enjoy maybe what your neighbors across San Antonio are seeing if you stay warm in your house, and do that a favor for us, because it also helps us see what snowfall totals are. Measure some snow and send it in to us through those pin features. We've seen about 3 to 6 inches of snow around the San Antonio area. A couple of places I'll highlight here. Bernie, 6 inches of snow. Leon Springs, my hometown, 5.5 inches of snow. SeaWorld, 5.5 inches of snow as well. Lakey, 3 inches of snow. Timberwood Park, 5. So about 3 to 6 inches of snow around there. But there are a couple of things, as Samuel was mentioning, we're wanting to strike a balance here between the fun of this event, but also how serious it is and how we need to make sure to stay warm, because the snow may not fully melt. It might not be possible until Thursday and Friday, so roads are going to be treacherous in the next few days. As you know, rolling power outages are ongoing around San Antonio. We'll keep you updated on that. Extended power outages, however, are occurring in the Hill Country, where they've been colder for longer and had more ice. Just remember that you might want to monitor your pipes, because some of them are starting to freeze. And of course, we'll give you all the information. The first information we want to give you is the forecast with meteorologist Justin Horn.
Sarah, thank you so much. And as we look across the state, this is a visible satellite picture. Yeah, there are a few clouds out there, but actually not many. What you're looking at here is snowfall. We can see the snow on the ground, and it encompasses basically the entire state of Texas. This is just incredible. I mean, you just don't see this very often. Stretching from Amarillo almost all the way down to Brownsville. And yes, they did see a few flakes down there last night. Houston saw thunder snow, which is very heavy snow, but just a wild event to think about this. There is nowhere in the state you can go today without running into some snow or wintry weather. This is the snow cover, generally speaking, and it shows where some of the snow is maybe a little bit thickest. But again, basically, the entire state, all of Texas, all of Oklahoma is dealing with snow and some ice. Outside, boy, what a scene. As we look towards the airport, blue skies, but snow on the ground, and it's going to have a hard time melting today. Now, I think the sun probably helps a little bit, but temperatures still only at 11, 12 at Stinson, 13 Kelly, and 11 at Randolph. Winds out of the north-northwest, and that means wind chills. We've already been below freezing for now over 58 hours. And as we get into, say, Wednesday, that may be the next time we go above freezing. It would be 108 hours. It's possible we could briefly jump above freezing tomorrow, but it's going to be a close call. If we do make it 108 hours, that would tie the record set back in 1951. So this is a long duration event. It is not over. We're still going to have another night where we see temperatures like this, and it's not warming up all that much today. 10, Bernie Stage, 9, Bulverde. It's 11 in New Braunfels, 12 in Comfort. Zoom out some, 19 in Carrizo Springs, 7 in Rock Springs. Honestly, with the sun out, I never thought I'd be seeing temperatures like this in South Texas. This is historic in many ways. And you look at the wind chill values, they're still below zero, -6. That's what it feels like outside. So layers, layers, layers today if you're going to be venturing out into the snow. 25, the high temperature, if we're lucky, I think at this point. Average high is 67, just to give you some perspective. And I mentioned we weren't done yet. Clear skies tonight. We may see some patchy freezing fog tomorrow. And then by the evening, more clouds move in, and we may see another area of freezing rain developing Wednesday, early Wednesday, late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, to add insult to injury. This is going to cause more problems. By midday Wednesday, we may jump above freezing. But there's another little system that moves in Thursday morning that may bring another small round of freezing temperatures and potentially a wintry mix. So here's how it plays out in the 7-day forecast. 32 tomorrow, 42 Wednesday, 40 on Thursday, 20% chance of a wintry mix Thursday morning. After that, we do finally warm up. 50 on Friday, and we're hoping for some mid-60s this weekend. We'll be right back. Okay, one last look at temperatures. Bitter cold out there. 14 at the airport. It's not going to warm up much at all today. These numbers are just incredible. And as we look at the wind chill values, -3. That's what it feels like here in San Antonio. Thankfully, the wind is letting up a little bit, but the wind chill value is still below zero. And the forecast, only into the 20s today, 32 tomorrow. Chance of a wintry mix Tuesday night. Another little chance late Wednesday into Thursday, and then finally by the end of the week into the weekend, we'll get some more average temperatures.
All right.
Something that we're used to.
Yes. Hey, look for Tiffany, Max, Samuel, and Katie coming up on the news at noon. We'll see you then.
Have a great day.